Hello everyone, welcome to Manga Boy unboxes a bunch of manga again. I'm just gonna move it a little bit like that. So we're gonna continue down the same trend that I was doing before. Shit, I was gonna make a thing on the black bars on the camera, but I forgot. I think I'll try to crop it down before I cut up the video into pieces. So yeah, let's get right into it here. So, got my handy dandy cutting boy here. Let's cut this guy open. Let's cut this guy open. Look at that. Just a beautiful cut. We're on a roll today, friends. We've got the good stuff happening right now. Oh, shoot. Let's grab that. Whew. I knew that was going to be a tight fit. I knew it. This is going to be a quick one. You guys seeing this right away? Ooh, boy, this is going to be a quick one. I got this series right here. I'm just going to talk about it real quick before I move everything out. I got this series because I've never experienced it. I thought it was too lame. I was too cool for school, you know. I was a boy. I didn't read no or in high school. So I got it under the guise that my girlfriend would read it. In reality, she's going to be reading it. And my girlfriend, my fiance. Yeah, I grabbed it. It's right here. It was on the Rightstuf box set sale for like, I don't know. I think it was less than 100. So I said, yep, now's a good time to buy it. I really wanted Princess Jellyfish though, that box set, but that one was not on sale. For whatever reason, you know, I would have thought that all box sets were going to be on sale, but they weren't. Oh well. Anyways, I'm going to be right back. I'm just going to unload these boxes here, and then we're going to keep going on. I don't know which camera to look at these days, friends. I'm so sorry. Okay, next box. Let's do this. Box number 2 of today. Okay, so get a few muscles in there. Great. Let's open all this stuff up. Oof, I'm getting sweaty. Oh, this is probably gonna be another quick one. Oh, maybe not. Now, this is not something I expected. The fan book is like an art book. Oh, look, there's even... Now, this is pretty cool. I thought this was going to be kind of crappy. This is like a step up from like a regular comic book. This is awesome. I truly did not expect anything like this at all. So this is so cool. Very excited that this is what this is. I'm pretty sure I got the second one also. I think there was a second one. Yeah, if there's not a second one, then I obviously didn't. But I'm pretty sure there is a second one and I got it. This is Captain Harlock. There's a manga series about it, but I think this is a graphic novel / comic book adaptation for it from France, from remembering right. Ablaze Studios. They do, what's it called? The Breaker. I don't have too much else by them, but yeah. So I was pretty excited to read through this. I don't know if it's a continuation or a retelling or just an adaptation, which would be a retelling. Well, I guess an adaptation would technically be, you know, whatever. But anyways, so it comes with an epic new story. They're telling me it's a brand new story here, so that's great. I'm gonna put this stuff away, then I'll be back to open one more box, and then that'll conclude this day's haul. 1 second after I go through those books, obviously. 1 second. Okay, we're at box number 3. Number 3. Last box for this unhaul, and then I'll go through the books. Man, I feel like I should be a surgeon. You guys see? Oh, shoot. I can do this! You guys see that kind of like precision I have today? Normally, my cuts are shit. As you can probably attest to after watching me do this all the time. Alright, so let's see what we got in here. Oh, thank the heavens. Woo! Okay. We got some good stuff here. We got some great stuff here. Alright, let me break all this down for you guys here. Give me 1 second. Okay, we are back, ready to show you guys what I got in a little bit more detailed look. Let's start with here, Penguin Drum. So Penguin Drum is a series I got. It was in a box set, what's it called when Rightstuf does that? I don't know. I'm dumb. I'm tired. I had work and stuff. You know, guys, cut me a break here, okay? Man, Manga Boy does Manga work. Right? Jeez. So it was in a bundle. Yeah, I remember the word. I was ranting to kill time. I do that sometimes. You might notice that. Same author who did the other series I was really pushing forward. Can't remember the name of it because it was hiatus after 3 months. It was something like Kikiguri or something like that. I can't remember what it was. But essentially they were stuffed animals. It was a really cool story. I read it 3 or 4 months ago now, I think. But I had a blast reading it. This is supposed to be something kind of similar to it, I guess. But it finishes, and so that was very appealing to me. So excited to give that a read. I don't know where I'm gonna put this. Classroom of the Elite, volumes 1 and 2. I've heard that. Is this a connecting cover? I haven't heard that. But no, it's a pretty good light novel from what I understand. So I have really enjoyed hearing that. It's a cool light novel. Whenever I hear that, I'm like, man, too bad it's not a manga because I can't read. So I'm glad that now I can read this manga, this story. So I've heard nothing but great things about it. Very excited to give it a read. I heard the anime was pretty good too. Never watched the anime because there's no season 2 still announced, I don't think. Maybe there was recently one announced, but I haven't really watched it because of that. And the manga got announced, so I decided to watch the manga right when I was about to actually start watching the anime, as funny as that is. Rising of the Shield Hero, volume 17. I'm fairly certain this is further than where I read up to back in the day, because I have no idea who this character is. So pretty exciting stuff to be able to get a little bit further in Shield Hero. I still haven't actually started reading it physically. It is going to be heading to my room very soon though, so it's coming up pretty quickly. Everybody knows the story about Shield Hero by now, I would assume, after all the controversy it had. And if you don't, give it a look up. It's a pretty wild tale. Strongest Sage with the Weakest Crest, volume 6 and 7. Steph from the Discord server actually got me interested in this series and recommended it to me. So shout out to Steph for adding yet another series to my list. This is a pretty fun series. The main character is resurrected. He was initially the strongest sage, and he was upset because he couldn't become even stronger because the crest he has, which everybody's born with on their hand, was one of the weaker crests. It's really strong in the beginning of their life, and then it starts to kind of peter out. So he was old, and he was like, this is bullshit crest because I'm already so strong. I can't, do anything with it anymore. And so he decided to become reincarnated, gets reincarnated, and finds the civilization is kind of devolved since he was last around. So pretty interesting take so far. Ari Ferretta from Commonplace, the World's Strongest, and same thing again, but 0. So we've got 8 and 6. I've got a few of this series. I don't have much 0. I don't know which is the order that I should read it in. But once I have like a actual set of them to read it in, I will. All right, that's just a little too much for me. Okay, we got 0 here. I'm pretty sure it's the same kind of art style. It definitely looks like it is. Don't know too much about it other than the main character is Edgelord AF. And my friend recommended I give it a read because he watched the show. He liked it a lot in real life. Michoko Tensei, I know, right? Some people admit that stuff. Roxy gets serious. And I have all these just waiting for it to come up in my pile. I've got all the main series and the spin-off so far, so this is great to add that to the list here. Throw it to the pile, you know what they say. Then I'll have a binge of watching it or reading it. My next life as a villainess, all routes lead to doom. Routes, how do you guys call it? Okay, I don't know. And so, I don't have that many volumes of this series yet. I would like to grab them. Every time there's a 7C sale, though, I always end up buying something else for some reason. But I really need to make this series a priority. I have quite a few of the spin-off, but I think I've got like 5, 6, and just a few of these from the main series, which I'm not going to read the spin-off without the main series. The Ancient Manga Sprites, Jack Flash, and the Fairy Case Files. Another series where I haven't actually ordered all the main series. I thought I did for literally months, maybe even a whole year. Then I went on Rightstuf and found out that I never ordered them. I must put them in my cart and then added them to like remove them for something, and that was it. So I've heard great things about this series. So I am pretty excited to read it. I've been putting it off because I wanted to read the main series first and I wanted to complete it. But dumb me. Didn't realize that I didn't order it. This is a pretty cool cover. You can see it kind of pops out a little bit maybe if I tilt it in the light. I don't know. What's that called? Is it embossed or is it, I don't know, whatever. But anyways, it's somewhat 3D, the Yakuza part and the reincarnation part. This is all flat otherwise, but this is kind of raised, which is cool. A series I've been looking forward to actually since the beginning of the year. You guys can see that on my looking forward to series. It looks to be pretty, gruesome and bloody and violent and hopefully somewhat funny. So essentially this Yakuza guy gets reborn as a woman and ends up being a swordsman, a samurai. So I'm very excited to read this. I don't usually like gender benders, but this is an isekai gender bender. So I'll bend the rules just a little bit, okay? We've got Rise of the Spear Hero. Again, I don't know much about the spinoff here, other than there's some spoiler event that happens, which I had to have read, but I don't remember it for some reason. So yeah, that happens, and it starts off this new life for him and the spear hero. So pretty cool stuff. Infinite Dendrogram. Ask any manga tuber who's been asking for isekais to read. I shill this at them like nothing. Without even breathing, I'm like, yeah, you should read Infinite Dendrogram. It's really cool and you'd love it. It's essentially, it's gruesome AF, as you can probably see here. It's essentially like a JoJo MMORPG, so JoJo's meets Sword Art Online, and honestly, do I have to say more than that? Each character gets their own kind of like power or weapon. It acts somewhat as a stand and constantly is evolving. Only they can use it, and they can summon it, blah, 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 blah. Sometimes they are women, sometimes they are men, sometimes they are weapons that transform into other weapons. Sometimes they're animals. So it's pretty cool. The main draw so far is what's going on in this world. Are these NPCs, is this world real, or is it really just a computer program? We don't really know. It seems like it to me that it's actually an alternate world, and they are actually like agreeing to transport every time they log into the game. Very interesting so far. Skeleton Knight in Another World, Volume 8. I've heard great things about this series as well. I picked it up before it was going out of print because I noticed one of the volumes, I think it was like 6 or something at the time, was actually going out of print, and I was able to get it at Barnes & Noble, so then I just picked up the rest of it when it was on sale instead of grabbing En Route Sleep to Doom, My Life as a Villainess. So that's great, but essentially he's a skeleton in this world and everybody's scared of him. Apparently it's pretty wacky, pretty fun. Time Stop Hero. Not going to show you any pages. Can't believe this series isn't wrapped up. I showed you a few pages, but tons of naked women in it. He can pause time. He got canceled on Twitter and reborn. I got Heartless Weeb into this series, and now I'd like to say you've probably heard of it. So I do enjoy it. This is a pretty funny isekai. It's gotten pretty interesting though since Volume 3 because there's an actual villain kind of like looming around now, which is cool. So definitely check it out if you like these kind of like ecchi isekais. I typically don't, but I got it not knowing that's what it was. I like Time Powers a lot. And man, was I happy I picked that up. Hinamatsuri, I like to say it's kind of like Konosuba meets, like just a dirtier version of Konosuba, really. Hinamatsuri, Volume 15. Another series that is actually nearing its end pretty soon. I heard about this one through East Coast Manga, actually. And, I haven't read a single page yet. It's climbing up. It is climbing up on my backlog, guys. I swear, I think it's actually back there. Once it's back there, the next stop's my room, and then after my room, it's my hands, really. So we're getting there. Machi Maho, I messed up and made the wrong person into a magical girl. Another series I try to sling and sell and make you people read it, but so far it hasn't worked. This is kind of looking bad for me, but it's another ecchi series. I swear, I don't really like ecchis. I don't really like fan services, but look what the next one is, okay? Like, I don't know what to tell you guys, all right? It's just the way the cookie crumble, all right? This series is great. The main character is wicked, like evil, and the other character is like super good. The character that's super good ends up becoming like a evil magical girl. The character that's super bad ends up becoming a good magical girl. We're out to discover the plot between what these angel-like creatures are doing as they're turning people into magical girls to fight demons. But it seems like they have an ulterior motive, and we don't quite know what that is yet. And so as we're discovering it, it's very, very cool, very violent, very brutal. And though there's not any, I don't remember there being any actual nudity. There's a lot of fan service, but doesn't look like there is in this volume. This volume looks just straight up gruesome. Holy crap. It's super stylized though. You see how it says kill you down here? Kill me, please. And I love this kind of stylization in manga. I think it looks so cool. Definitely a series you should pick up if you haven't heard of it. Gantz Omnibus 9. We all know what Gantz is. We all know Gantz is legendary. We all know Gantz is impossible to find as the singles. I've got like up to 16 or 17 of them. But to get 22 is ridiculous, just like getting Aaron Gear 28. So I'm not even going to try. If anything, if I was able to get more Gantz singles, I would probably print that volume on my own because it's just ridiculous. I don't like to pay more than $100 for a volume, and I recommend you don't either. Haru is a sex worker in another world. This is actually a ghost ship title. Essentially, her and her friend are reincarnated in another world. She becomes a prostitute. He becomes an adventurer. It's pretty good. Again, it's wrapped up for a reason. There is a lot of explicit material in here. My fiance stopped reading it because she felt like there was like, what's the word of it? There was like themes of rape in here. I didn't really pick up on those vibes, but maybe I'm just not as sensitive to that. So if there's a trigger warning that you have, I would just steer clear of this. If you have any trigger warnings, really, because this is a title that goes pretty brutal and pretty into it. It's kind of cool because of that, though. So there is something to be said about it willing to go that deep, but some people aren't about that life, and totally respectable. You gotta know your limits, you know. Invincible Shovel, Volume 3, another great series. This dude is a miner. He digs and he digs and he digs. I love it. It's golden. Not literally though. And so he's trying to pass on the shovel into this princess, and she's like, what? And she's starting to turn into a shovel head too, just like her master. The shovel can shoot laser beams and it can do all sorts of stuff. It's a pretty funny manga. It's not an isekai. It's just a regular old fantasy manga. I canceled this manga because I bought it at Barnes & Noble, but I read it already. It was really good. I definitely recommend picking it up. There's an anime. If you guys want to watch a few clips on YouTube, I definitely recommend it. They have great animation from what I've seen. Again, the cover is raised a little bit here, which is kind of cool. Okay, Sentence of a Bookworm. I'll do anything to become a librarian. I'll even join the temple to read books, part 2. So we're on part 2 of, A Sentence of a Bookworm, a series that started off pretty popular. I don't know if it's getting more seasons or what's the anime, but when it came out, it blew up, at least from what I understood. It seemed like for a book about someone who likes to read, there's not a lot of words in here, doesn't seem like. Another series I haven't actually read yet, but pretty interested in it, and I'll keep getting it. I got it initially early because it's by J Novel, a series of publisher that I don't know too many series from. So I thought it was going to go out of print quick, but it did not. Exo Drive, Reincarnation Games, All Japan Isekai Battle Tournament. Yeah, guess why I want to read this. So Volume 2, this is a pretty funny story about these guys who are in the tournament. They get hit by trucks on purpose, and they have a skill set set up for when they get reincarnated to the next world. And it's like a race to see who can beat the world fastest and with the most points. You get points for doing extra like side quests, helping out villagers, that kind of thing, and being good. It's been pretty cool so far after the one volume, but like it's kind of like telling an isekai all in one issue. And so it's kind of really weird actually, because it's so rushed, but it's supposed to be rushed, and then once it's over with, like none of that world matters anymore. So it's kind of like jarring a little bit, but I did enjoy it. It was just kind of mixed. I'm hopeful that as I get more volumes of it, like it tells its own story. I don't know how they would ever do an anime adaptation of it. They'd have to like fly through that. Like that had to be 1 or 2 episodes, I think. And that kind of usually it's only 4 volumes for a season, so that would be like kind of crazy. How a Realist Hero Rebuilt the Kingdom, Volume 3 Omnibus. I got this because it was on sale, and I have the other 2, but that was what initially got me into it. Is I was hearing good things about, again, the anime, and I saw it was on sale, picked it up. It looks pretty cool. I know about as much as it is in the title. Isekai, heard it was pretty good. Yeah, I'll try it out. You know, it's not hard to get me to read a manga, especially if it's an isekai. You know, I'm pretty much there. The Faraway Paladin. This is another series by J Novel Club. Again, J Novel Club has been killing it with their releases, so I picked it up pretty much based on that alone. Again, I heard the anime was pretty cool. I don't even know if it's an isekai, but a few of the Discordians that I go to said that it was actually pretty cool, so I picked it up because it was part of that J Novel sale as well. And you know, I thought Rightstuf would actually send me some books back then, so I was like, well, it's in stock, so maybe they'll actually send me the package. They didn't. Volume 2. So yeah, that was a bummer. Oh my god, we've got so much more left. Okay, so we've got Blue Exorcist, Volume 27. You guys know I love this series. It only comes out but like once or twice a year. Ren versus his brother Yukio, you know, is just crazy. And just to see how them grow up, you know, Satan and Lucifer and Mephisto. Guys, trust me, it's so good. It starts off kind of meh, but it picks up and it goes nuts. I love it. Past the Rune King, that was the big arc back in the day. That's like nothing now. That was like, what is this baby arc? That's boring. Now it's like legit. Servant Volume 16. This was popular in high school. I swear to God. I swear to God. When I was in high school, this was popular. But it's still ongoing, and it's only on 16. So maybe I'm thinking of something else, but that's why I picked it up. A few of the volumes were going out of print when I was first picking it up too. So I was able to get it for all pretty cheap back then. I think nowadays it's harder to find. It is a 7C title, but so you know how that can go. But I don't know. I don't know if it's actually hard to find anymore still, or if that was just the beforehand times. Bakemonogatari, Volume 9. I obviously was missing this volume. Now I'm not. I think this was the one I was missing. This was my Gap one. Glad to have it in the pages here. Again, Oda, oh great. I love One Piece. Oh great. Draws some lewd and crude and totally violent scenes. He is the perfect artist to make the series, if you ask me. So definitely pick it up if you guys haven't. And I love the colors when you line these all up. It looks super cool. Ninja Slayer kills. Damn. That's not the only one who be killing. Shit. Okay, so this is a series that I watched. This is kind of yellowy, but I guess whatever. It was a web series, and it was on Adult Swim for a little bit, and then it also got kind of big, but not really, because it was only like 5-minute long episodes. It was animated by Studio Trigger. I'm a huge Trigger simp, so I love it instantly. But yeah, it's super violent, super gory. It's samurai ninja future stuff. So very cool stuff if you like sci-fi and ninjas. Kind of like what Cyberpunk was supposed to be. Naruto, Chibi Sasuke's Sharingan Legend. I actually like the Rock Lee version of this, so I don't know why I didn't ever read that. It is something I would actually like to self-print. Isn't that funny? But yeah, I never picked it up until now. I think Volume 1 is like out of stock on Rightstuf, so I'm gonna have to wait a while for that one to come in. But this is the last volume, I believe, of this series, which is pretty cool. I'm excited to read it. They're pretty funny. Fairy Tail, The 100-Year Quest, Volume 7. I was missing this one just to fill a gap, so I grabbed it. I've heard mixed things about Fairy Tail 100-Year Quest, but at the same time, Fairy Tail ended so good that I wanted to keep reading it, so I'm glad that I could. My take on Fairy Tail was the beginning was good. I was kind of hooked at the beginning. The middle / beginning middle / end middle was pretty trashy, and then the ending was great. I actually really liked the ending. Do I recommend reading it? No. Not at all. Unless you like fairy tale, but I don't really like ecchi stuff, and I don't really like fairy tale that much because it turns into just friendship is magic, friendship is power. A certain magical index on 25. This guy's got the ability to. He's got really bad luck. Okay, he's got really bad luck. Everything bad, and unlucky happens to him because he's got the ability to cancel all abilities. So people think he has no ability, but he doesn't. He's got the best ability, but he can't use it for anything, so he's like the weakest. He teams up with this girl who has like this index of all these magical spells, if I remember right, and she's very important to the church, so they try to kill her. It's a pretty crazy story. I don't know too much past that. I've tried to watch it 100 times. I think I got past the first like 15 episodes or so. Vampires showed up and everything like that. But I know if I read it, I'll really like it because I really like the anime. I just get busy with stuff. We Never Learned, Volume 16. Again, this is a series where these 3 girls are using him as a tutor so they can get good grades in class because they're all bad at this one thing. So they help each other out. It's kind of like a, rom-com story that ended pretty recently, so I picked it up. I almost have all the Shonen Jump titles, actually, with these guys coming in. My Hero Vigilante, Volume 12. Only, I think 13 is the last one, so I've been really loving this series. This has been better than the main series for me, even through the anime. I really hope they adapt this into anime form. If the flashback scene from My Hero with Present Mike and Eraser is all we get, I'll be pissed because that's not even the best story, but it also, they missed a lot of stuff, so it would be way better to have the whole thing animated. Yona the Dawn, Volume 35. I'm still waiting on a few volumes of Yona. I've heard nothing but good things about it. It seems right up my alley, so I keep buying it until I can read it. I feel like such an idiot sometimes, I've got like 35 volumes of a series I can't read, and I keep buying more of it because I'm missing like one volume. It's like, how dumb can you be? I read Volume 1 and I hate it. It's like, well, shit. Inspector, Volume 4. A series where I didn't do that. I read the first 2 or 3 volumes of Inspector to see if I liked it. I loved it. I heard mixed things about the anime. And the manga I felt like was very interesting. This guy, he ate a few Ayakashi. This girl, she got sacrificed a few body parts by Ayakashi, so she became the god of wisdom, and he became a chimera monster that even Ayakashi fear. So it's a pretty interesting story so far. I would recommend it if you are into like Kakaishi or anything by Rumiko Takahashi, like Inuyasha or Renee, that kind of thing, It's pretty cool. Catchy's Hands, I thought this looked like a fun little read. It's by Young Press, so maybe it wasn't. I think that this is about 2 girls crushing on each other. I think that's called the Yuri, I don't know. I don't actually read too many girls' loves or boys' loves, so I don't know the terminology super well there. But this looked like a fun little cutesy read, so I picked it up. I obviously grabbed it because I thought Catchy's Hands was a weird, funny title. But that's cool. Yona the Dawn 34. We keep on rolling through this Yona the Dawn. I should have just stacked them together, but I didn't. I'll do that later. Oh, there it is. I'll just do it real quick, actually. Maybe I'll cut that part even. Maybe I'll edit. How about that? Boruto, Volume 14. Byron Mode continues to wreak havoc. Can't wait to see where this goes. Byron Mode made its appearance last time. Exciting stuff. Can't wait to read more. Boruto's sick. Don't let the haters tell you otherwise. Dr. Stone, Volume 20. At least the manga. The anime's not great. Except for watching some clips from the anime that have been adapted from the manga. This series recently ended, so yeah, just catching up on Dr. Stone. Dr. Stone is actually about to be read by me after Haiku, and I don't remember if My Hero's first or if this is first, but I'll probably move this up if it ends in English before I get to it. Moriarty, the Patriot. Ooh boy, I was just talking about this title earlier this week in my my thing, my reading log. Or maybe that was last week. I can't remember. I mix some things up sometimes. This series has been pretty good, but most recently it started to put in too much Sherlock Holmes, not enough Moriarty in my opinion. Pretty cool read though. It definitely fell off the hype train. People don't even talk about it at all anymore. Kingdom Hearts Final Mix Volume 1, the Yen Press version, right? This is Yen Press. Yes, it is. This covers the first game and a lot of the first few worlds. Looks like it goes up to Aladdin, Hercules, that kind of stuff. I believe there's only 2 of them, and I think Volume 2 is actually out of print these days, which is kind of wild to me because it's Kingdom Hearts. Maybe Disney's going to print it on their own. But yeah, I have all of the Tokyo Pop ones. I just wanted the Empress ones because they include a few extra things. Not a whole lot. Give me 1 second though, because my battery's about to die. And we're back. So Goblin Slayer, Volume 3, Year 1. This story's been pretty interesting, kind of like the startup of Ulfborg as he becomes the Goblin Slayer, which is pretty cool. Overly powered but overly cautious hero. Super funny series if you guys haven't read it. Essentially, this angel picks this guy to decide to save this planet, which is supposed to be very difficult, or this world. And so he says yes, but he has to train. He trains with the gods. He trains with all these people like excessively, and he becomes crazy overpowered. Just in case, just in case he might need the strength. It's got hilarious facial expressions. See, this one is a JoJo's reference right here. So great series. If you guys haven't watched it, I definitely recommend watching it. The manga comes out super slow, but it's still a pretty good read. If you guys wanted to read it now, I mean, it goes up to most of the anime anyways, so you wouldn't be missing out on too much. Devil's Part-Timer, Volume 18. A little bit of a overcut here, but whatever. This series is, of course, coming back into the limelight. So pretty exciting time to be a Devil's Part-Timer fan. Another series that I'm getting close to reading. The Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime. Ways of the Monster Nation, Volume 7. I don't know much about this series. I like slime though, so I picked up this side story. I mean, how bad could it be? But yeah, pretty big fan. It just looks like a goofy kind of a comic about the Monster Nation. So what the heck? Why not? It follows this girl right here, obviously. Don't know if Rimuru's in it too much, but he might be. 7 Deadly Sins, The Apocalypse Night Parts 2 and 3. Vampires are back, it looks like, so that's sick. It looks like our Fairy King here is back too, so that'll be cool. Very excited to be reading these. I actually did like 7 Deadly Sins quite a bit. I didn't think I would. I thought the anime was pretty Not a big fan of Arthurian lore, other than like Demon Souls, if that even counts. But like that medieval kind of a time period is not my favorite, but I actually did really enjoy this quite a lot. I do like the chibi kind of a collage they're doing here, but I like the big old panoramic picture a lot more that they did in the original series. Reign of the Seven Spellblades. If it's ever an option to be a magical swordsman, I'm always a magical swordsman in a video game, so I picked up this series pretty much based off of that alone. Pretty exciting to read it. Don't know much about it. I think I did a little bit of a quick summary of it on my upcoming manga. Maybe I cut it at the last minute though. Wraith Arc Volume 2. I have Madoka Magica. Wraith Arc Volume 1, I believe, but I don't have the big omnibus for the original series, so I haven't read it yet. I have tried to watch Madoka Magica. I've gotten through like 7 or so episodes and just, for whatever reason, just can't finish it. But yes, I've heard great things about the manga. I've really liked the anime actually quite a bit from where I got to. I literally just stopped it out of nowhere. Oh, and that was Reign of the Seven Spellblades Volume 2, so I guess I won't be reading that anytime soon. Inspector Volume 3. So yeah, this is just like what I was saying earlier. I didn't realize, otherwise I would have paired it together with the other one. And Sawatama Spider, The Komoko Sisters Volume 2, another spin-off of a series. This time it's the Sawatama Spider series. Haven't read it yet. I've heard great things about it. This is a comedic spin-off of it, so how bad can it be? Unless it's super cringe, but unlikely. And that is finally it, my friends. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in a few days for the next unboxing. Well, they're every Friday. I mean, you know when they're coming. Let's be real. So I'll see you then. These videos have been super long, and I need to stop. So see you next time. Bye-bye.